Exactly. Well, a lot of deleted laps, eh?
Seriously, yep.
A lot of whining. A lot of whining.
Was it all that same corner?
Pretty
Yes,
much. It was
mostly.
either 9
It's
or
always
10.
that fucking corner.
Yeah.
And I get it.
Yeah.
It's a difficult corner, but y'all get paid a lot of money to hit that goddamn corner. So
by difficult corner, you mean they can't race by braille going around that corner like they can at a lot of racetracks because it's a MotoGP course. I get it, but
you have to slow down a little bit, and they sound like it's intolerable to them.
Well, according to Max, exceeding the track limits was bullshit. They don't know what they're talking about.
Just don't. Like, I'm even a fan, and I'm like, what are you talking about?
And then they show the replay. It's like, nah, you were probably one of the worst ones out there.
You're not even asked them to get 4 wheels in the line, just 2. That's what for 2.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Welcome to Delta Time Podcast. We're going to cover the Austrian Grand Prix predictions for this weekend, as well as our initial thoughts of the sprint and whether or not we should do it. Exactly. If you made them do
But everyone was like, bullshit.
Yeah, this is ridiculous. How they expect us to race like this?
Well, after previewing the 2022, it seems like it was the same. Everyone on that turn still was getting, like, everyone was getting black and white flags within like 20 laps in 2022.
They just pushed too hard. That's literally it. They're pushing too hard. Yeah. I get it. It's qualifying, but keep it goddamn track. Keep 2 wheels on the track. That's what you paid to do.
Yeah. Well, I just thought it was great, especially when they would be a delayed. Like, oh, by the way, lap got deleted. Sucks for you.
Well, the commentators kept saying that it might be like a wind thing, but I looked it up. Wind there was only 7 miles an hour, so I don't think it was. That doesn't sound too crazy to me.
No, I mean that's not anything that's going to be significant. That's going to really blow them off course or anything like that. I mean, they're fully under power, and you can see them sliding, and it's just they're pushing the limits. You can even tell that the wheels are spinning at a faster rate than the car is moving forward in that slow motion like shot that they do. I think Carlos Sainz, they had a really good shot of Carlos Sainz doing that. And you can tell they're essentially slip sliding across the paint of the line.
The curb.
Of the curb, yeah, thank you. But anyways, I mean, it was exciting nonetheless. And I mean, that brings us to our predictions. So who wants to go first?
I always go first.
That's fine.
I think Jeff or Michael.
All right. Those guys. It's look, man, it's Ver Ham until the end of the season. That's what it is. It's Ver Ham.
All right.
Okay.
I mean, and then top 5 is going to be Leclerc and then Sainz. Perez. We don't know what's going on with him. We know he's not this poor driver.
Okay.
But when you're in a car that good, your personal margins get thinner. You're expected to do more.
Yeah.
And from reading Horner's comments, it seems like he had 3 shots to get that car, and the lines he didn't do it. And he is way too good to be fucking up like that. So
yeah, agreed. What's your extreme prediction? So what do you think is going to be something that's going to be crazy that we don't see coming, or would be really cool to see from your perspective?
I think Albon puts up Williams in top 7.
All right, I like it. I like that.
And then Stroll doesn't make it into points.
Okay. All right. So in conclusion, your top 5 would be go 1 to 5.
1 to 5. Max, Fernando, Hamilton, Leclerc, Sainz.
Okay. Cool. All right. So I'll go next. So my top 5 is going to be, I'm thinking Verstappen, Alonso, Sainz, Hamilton, Leclerc. Is that 5?
I think so.
Okay. So that's my thought. I think Max is going to win. I think there is a potential for a surprise, but I don't really see it. We'll really know after the sprint tomorrow. But just from what we saw in practice and qualifying, when you're putting the kind of times he's doing with medium tires, it's kind of hard to vote against him.
Mediums.
Yeah, and Alonso is just crazy man on fire, so I just assume he's going to get second. Third, I think that Sainz looks really good this week, and I think his consistency is the only thing that's really going to push him over Leclerc. But Leclerc could be in that position too. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not really hard set on Sainz being there, but yeah. And then fourth, I think that's where you got Hamilton, and then probably Leclerc. And I mean, those are all interchangeable in my mind, ultimately. But yeah, so that's kind of my thought. Crazy prediction. I think Alonso could win. I could see Alonso winning. That would be my crazy, like, extreme prediction type thought. Steve?
So why do you think Alonso could win?
Because
he's the crazy.
Well, he has the pace, and also I guess I should preface with the potential for rain. There's a potential for rain tomorrow and Sunday, and if there's rain, then it evens it a little bit. But at the same time, Max is really good in the rain too. So don't get me wrong. I don't think that there's going to be a huge change there, but there's the thought process that it almost evens the playing field a little bit more. I mean, the race that Alonso was the closest to overtaking Max and, winning that race was when there was rain and they were using intermediate tires.
Okay. Well, the weather changed from when I checked this morning then. Yeah, 40% precipitation on Sunday. What time is the race at, though?
I can't remember
their time.
It's in the afternoon. I mean, it's 5. I think it's 5 o'clock their time because it's 3.
That's about the peak for the rain forecast then.
Yeah, it's 3 a.m. is the sprint shootout, and then the actual sprint race I believe is at 6:30. So I believe the Grand Prix is going to be 6:30 or 7 a.m. our time. So that usually puts them 12 to 14 hours ahead of us.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess there is a higher chance for
8
rain.
to 10 hours, whatever. Yeah. So yeah. So I don't know. Yeah. So that's me. What about you?
All right. I'm going to do a total upset here. I'm going to say Leclerc first, then Verstappen, then Sainz, then Hamilton. I haven't really decided on a fifth yet, so I'll go with Alonso for that.
Okay.
My reason being, I think the top 3 right now and pole, they're going to stay there pretty much the entire race and probably battle. I'm hoping for another 2022 between Leclerc and Verstappen. But the reason I think that that's going to happen is because I think Norris is going to hold up the train. Hamilton will get around him probably in the first half of the race. But then Stroll is also going to hold up Alonso and the rest of the field for a while.
Okay.
And then even Hülkenberg starting out in...
You think Aston would let Stroll do that?
I don't think they have a choice. I think Stroll's just going to do it.
Yo, man, team orders are a thing.
I'm just saying. Okay, maybe Alonso will get around Stroll, but he's going to hold everyone else up. But Norris is going to be the plug for everyone.
Yeah.
So we just have no faith in him, huh? He gets puts on second row, and we're like, yeah, no, that's fool's gold.
What?
Because I think that, yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think the upgrades have helped, but I don't know that it's a true fix or upgrade. No pun intended.
I guess guys have to see it, right? If he puts it like in the top 7 in the sprint, you have to take him seriously for Sunday.
Yeah, and I'm kind of hoping that's what we see, and that's kind of the one good thing about the sprint that you get to kind of have a preview into, but almost kind of ruins the race a little bit of knowing.
Yeah,
we'll talk about the sprint on Sunday.
I know.
Yeah. But hey, we can discuss like the concept of a sprint.
Yeah, so that's what I wanted. Yeah, perfect.
Or we can hop on tomorrow and discuss a sprint.
Well, we could do it after immediately after if we wanted to. But I was gonna say, Michael, you beat me to it. This is the first race that has a sprint that we're doing this. So I was gonna say, and this is the first you've kind of really dug into it, Steve. So I mean, initial thoughts.
Sprints are dumb, bro.
I mean, we could talk sprint right now, I guess.
Yeah. Just like initial thoughts. Yeah, just initial thoughts on what you think it is, and then we'll watch it, and then we give the okay.
As someone who my whole thing as a race consumer, as a
Yeah.
race watcher, is anticipation to the race.
Yeah.
The sprint fucks all that up for me. So I'm like, okay, cool, Max won. I guess we get to watch him do it again. Oh, he did it again. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, for me,
Cool.
I think it would make sense. Initially, my thought is it would make more sense for teams that aren't in any constructor point standings right now to compete in the sprint.
Yes, that'd be fucking
everyone
cool.
at the top half
Right.
that already has points, they're already in the running, like they can sit it out.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I want to see the back of the field
Yes.
to battle it out. Like
That'd be
that would
awesome.
be cool.
Yeah.
Like, imagine Pierre Gasly fighting for a win. How crazy would that be in the year 2023?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
But
that'd be
then, like
cool.
a sprint, though, like it jeopardizes Red Bull's car, it jeopardizes Mercedes' car, it jeopardizes
Agreed.
everyone's cars
Yes.
for 8 points. Like in the constructor, like Red Bull doesn't need 8 points.
Yes.
But they claim that's
If I,
why.
yeah.
But they claim that's what makes it more interesting is because they have just
Mhm.
as much risk in the race as the lower. But that's not even
Right.
true because it's
Yeah, no, they're
actually
full of
the
shit.
inverse. It's the lower ones have more to lose because not only are they going to have damage and they don't have the funds or the investment capital to handle that stuff, but they still don't come away with any points because the points don't go through the whole field. They're still top 10, or is it? It's even less, right? Or is it top 8? I can't remember.
I think it's-
Is it
I
top
forget.
10?
But
Anyways, whatever. It doesn't matter.
either way,
It just,
they're
it's
lying by
nothing.
omission
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it's interesting to them, but the fact is interesting because that's
Oh.
why.
Right.
What?
That's why. That's why we have so many
Yes.
sprints.
Michael.
I would rather them just add more circuits to the schedule than to have
Yes,
sprints.
agreed.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, also they're just trying to make unnecessarily trying to make the weekend more exciting, more racing. You know, FP1 is boring. FP2, FP3. You know, we don't want to watch them tune the cars, but I think people do want to watch them tune the cars.
Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, then you lose consistency race to race too when you by
Yeah.
doing that, and
Yeah.
that kind of like
I would be annoyed.
I don't know.
I would be annoyed if I was going to Austria for the race and it was a sprint weekend. Like I'm actively when I do actually make my pilgrimages to different tracks, it will always be a stereotypical or traditional, I should say, weekend that I'm going to go to.
In what other sport does a sprint fucking make sense?
I don't know.
Like none of them, right?
Mm-mm.
Where the fuck is like no the Raiders
the
the
Olympics
race market's
when
gonna
they
play
sprint.
2 quarters tomorrow on Saturday, and then they'll play 4 more quarters on Sunday. But they get half a win on Saturday and they get a full win on Sunday. That makes no fucking sense anywhere
Well, yeah,
except racing.
it's
apparently.
literally like you take any other game like basketball. It's
Right.
like, all right, before the real game, they're gonna play half court real quick,
Yeah.
and then or like football, like all right, before the real game, they're gonna play like indoor right now.
Yeah.
And it's like
Makes
what?
sense. Yeah.
No, I
Unless
came
you're
here
trying
to see
sell
an
tickets to
NFL
races.
game. If I wanted to
Yeah.
watch an indoor football game, I'd go to that.
Arena ball is not your cup of tea, Steve?
No, I'm just saying if it was, I would go watch arena ball.
You don't wanna
I'm
be
not here to see
surprised?
that.
You want to be surprised with a different sport than what you paid to see?
No.
Oh, okay. I just checking. But what would be cool?
He's saying the analogy didn't quite work out.
Yeah. Well, all I could think of is the year that they don't have the sprint at Austria. I was thinking that it would be fantastic timing if you could plan MotoGP the weekend before and then stay for Formula One. Now, I mean, it might take some logistical finagling, but that could be pretty sweet.
Or
Next-
no,
in the next 5
have,
years.
Why
Yeah,
not
right.
just have like Saturday be like the F1 Academy,
Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah.
I'm all about that. I really
which I found myself watching highlights more than I thought I would. But I kind of like the F1 Academy.
It's interesting, huh?
Yes, it's nice to have actual other people besides men on the course for once.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
Watching
what I was
women
gonna say.
fucking
Like,
race their asses off. It's pretty rad.
Yep.
so I haven't watched F1 Academy, but I mean, like this whole like the movement of getting women into men's sports and stuff like that. You think they would take that opportunity and do something like that?
Yeah.
I mean,
They
if you
gave a
want to
shit.
make it more
Yeah.
exciting and add some kind of spectacle to it, like let them go through regular FPs, let them go through regular quals, but then afterwards or during the breaks or whatever, then you run the F1 Academy like through.
Yeah, 100%.
If you care about elevating that part of racing.
Well, and they should, because it only benefits the sport. And then also at that point, selfishly, you rubber in the course.
Yes.
Bring F1 Academy with you everywhere. You literally have a like course rubbering, mechanism everywhere you go,
Right.
instead of having these weekends of like, oh, F2 or F3 is not here, blah, blah, blah. Like if you have the F1 Academy there, not only you can use the crew or whatever, you can staff it to where it's not inefficient from a standpoint of people standing around, wasted money from employment perspective. It seems to be like it'd be totally doable.
You could
They
get
should be
people to
doing a
stick
lot of
around at the stadium longer and spend more money on concessions and gifts and stuff like that too.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's definitely an untapped market, which they're getting into, and with what's her name? With Toto Wolff's wife at the head of all of it, the sky's the limit.
Susie, I think.
Susie,
I think I
Susie's a badass. So
I just not remember her name.
yeah, she's badass. But yeah, so
Toto's
that'll
not.
be cool. But
Toto's not,
anyways,
right.
I mean, we'll see. We got sprint shootout tomorrow for qualifying for that, and then another thing? Come on, it literally doesn't even justify itself, because you do qualifying for itself, and then you race, and then now the race doesn't even have anything to do with it. So whatever. We'll get back to that.
Are we doing predictions for the sprint, or we're just saying no, we don't care about the
I
sprint?
don't care.
Yeah,
don't care
at this point, I think it's for more effect. We don't care.
Yeah,
All right.
don't care.
All right, boys. Well, enjoy the race. We'll be back for the coverage to give our 2 cents, whatever that's worth. And then everybody that's watching, like, subscribe, and keep an eye out for that. Talk to you later.
Later.